Live. All right, everybody. Good morning. It is October the 12th. It's Monday morning. That means it's time for the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic here at Johns Creek and just north of Atlanta at St. Ives Country Club. I'm Mike Morrison with B Matrix, and I'm your host for the next couple of hours that we will be doing a live broadcast from the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, a yearly, what we call our homecoming here for the trade show industry. And you can tell it's Chamber of Commerce weather. It's a beautiful day. If you're coming to the Randy, obviously you're not going to be watching this, but this is, of course, for people who will be able to tune in and watch all the festivities that go on before the tournament and then after the tournament. We're going to go ahead and get started right now with our first interview. We're going to have a lot of folks who will be playing in the tournament, stepping in, sitting in the hot seat, talking to us about what's going on. And you know what, man? I'm just going to let you introduce yourself to everybody, tell them who you are and your role here at the Randy.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Mike. Good morning. Brian Hampton, Champion Logistics Group, also chapter president, EDPA Southeast Chapter. Stopped by to spend a couple minutes with Mike and talk about this beautiful day we're having here for some golf.
The crazy thing about the Southeast Chapter, it started back in 2003 and 4, that area. And I was actually involved in that start along with Dave Wallens, Nicole Klein. There were probably Dave Stern, Robert Larhoven. There were several people that jumped on the beginning of the Southeast Chapter, and it has just taken off. And of course, without the Southeast Chapter, let's be honest, Brian, we'd have a hard time pulling this event off here today.
Yeah, I agree. This is it's in our backyard, and it's a big deal. I remember 2003 well, Mike. That was the first year I moved down. It was a transfer from Chicago, from our corporate office to here in Atlanta. And I remember 2003 and getting the chapter up. I wasn't involved in it, still getting my feet wet, but I do remember it.
And just great things that happened with the Southeast Chapter. The one we just had, which was an ancillary event to this particular event, was the Out of the Gutter fundraiser for the Randy Smith. And by the way, who won that one? Who won that tournament?
You know, I was not actually involved in.
I did.
I wasn't present.
I won it.
Okay, I should have known. You set me up for it. Should have known.
Yeah, actually, that event started 2008.
Yep.
At the same bowling center that we have it at now, right there off of the Top End Perimeter area.
Sure.
Bowlmore, which is an AMF house, and I only know all that because I'm actually a league bowler. Unfortunately, I have no other life. So yeah,
truth comes out.
So I was the ringer. You know, like here, because there's going to be teams that actually play today that they'll go out and recruit. They'll find PGA golfers who have cards and stuff, and they'll come out and play. But that's neither here nor there. But the Southeast Chapter is very instrumental in everything that's going on with the national chapter of EDPA. Of course, there are other chapters around who will be participating in today's tournament as well. But you know, we're just going to be hanging out today, talking, and I'm gonna send Brian off to go get me somebody else to take his hot seat because I know he's got to go do some work as a volunteer, right?
That's true. This is my year to volunteer, and it's something I look forward to. This is a great event, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening. So, thank you, Mike, for having me. Enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck to our bowlers out there.
And golfers.
I'm sorry, golfers.
And go get me somebody else. That's the requirement for the hot seat is if you come sit here, then you got to go tag somebody and let them come in and be a part. See you there, Brian. Part of the broadcast day. Once again, it's the 21st annual Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic. My name is Mike Morrison. I am with B Matrix USA, one of the sponsors here, and there are many sponsors that should be recognized for their participation in the tournament. Today takes place every year about this same time, second Monday of the October month. And gosh, if we look at some of the major sponsors, corporate sponsors like 3D Exhibits, Brown Bag Graphics, Coastal International, Sarnowski, E2MA, EDPA Atlanta chapters, as well as the Chicago chapters, MC Squared, PRG, and Videocraft Productions. Other sponsors include platinum sponsors like Champion Logistics, Exhibitus, Expo Technique, Lancaster Management, Nth Degree, Renaissance Management. We'll be recognizing a lot of those other ones as we go along today. We're going to be teeing off today at approximately noon. We will actually have two courses, this will be kind of a first. It's been kind of a logistical question mark as we go along because we were going to cap it at 144 golfers just to kind of keep some I guess you would call it saneness with the tournament. And so what we did at the last minute, we were able to get another course that's right up the road. It's called River Club, and it's a very, very nice course. And we're going to be using that today with 40 of our golfers rather, and the other 144 will be playing here at St. Ives. So we've got two courses, River Club in Suwannee and St. Ives here at Johns Creek, and we're really looking forward to getting everybody in. They're just now opening the doors for the registration, which is taking place on the front end. And where we're at here, what you're seeing and behind me is the driving range. And as we were setting up yesterday, we were looking at this going, man, what would be a great place to set up and to show how beautiful today is and everything around us. And we're actually set up on the backside of the clubhouse, so people are entering in the front, they're registering, they're getting all their goodie bags, t-shirts, polo shirts, all that kind of good stuff, and then they'll be working their way around here to the back to start putting contest, to start driving, obviously hitting their best balls out here on the driving range, because when they get out there, they don't hit worth a flip. But you know how that goes if you're a golfer or not a golfer and you play in a tournament. But it was just such a beautiful setting back here in the back. We decided to set up back here away from all of the noise and the craziness. So anyway, we'll be having some more people. I know we got a couple of people up front there trying to grab others to come down. But we're going to tee off at 12 o'clock today. I think where I was going with that was to give you the logistics of what will be happening today. The registration takes place between 9 o'clock and 11:45. At 11:45, we'll be doing what's known as the annual picture. That's the photograph for all of the participants in the Randy, and we'll stand out with a big banner out on the hill back here behind me, and we'll take that shot. And then it's a shotgun start. And then that's when all the mayhem takes place. Everybody will start playing, and then we will wind up roughly somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock is our target. And then everybody will come back here from River Club, as well as finish up here at St. Ives, reconvene back here at the St. Ives Country Club upstairs for the dinner, the award ceremony, the recipients, and all of that kind of good stuff that goes on every year. Of course, the recipients this year, as Rich Johnson always says, there's this is the Friday of the tournament, and then you've got the Easter situation, and basically have some dinner and give out some recipient awards and golfer awards. That's your mic right there. You can pick it up and talk anytime.
Well, great. This is absolutely just a wonderful outing and a beautiful day. When you compare this to some of those we've had in the past where it was cold and rainy, and you look at what God has given us today, we are truly blessed.
It really is. And I was actually going over the format, and when I saw you walk up, I'm just one of the old guys, but
well, I've been with Court for 25 years, but I've only been in this side of the industry since 2002. So that's
well, there you go. So yeah, and that's me assuming that Dave's been here since the industry started.
I love this event because we have people coming in from all over. We have Kevin Newt will be joining us today. He's flying in from Las Vegas. Now, he's probably been here since the 1990s.
I know Kevin, and I'll tell him. I mentioned you said that. But are you playing today?
I am.
Good. And so we got like 144 golfers that are playing here. We got 40 more up at River Club. Which one are you playing?
I'm playing here. We signed up early, so we got in at St. Ives.
That's right. You want to be where the action is, which is what this is all about.
Yes.
And what we did is we put all of they think they're so great golfers over at River Club so that they can beat each other up and go for those trophies while the rest of us have a shot at a trophy here at this location.
I've been told that is the more difficult course.
It is. Well, it's super nice. It's where all of the people, the rich people live, and the Charles Barkley play there, the Jordans, all that kind of. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to go there because all I'll do is break a window.
Well, I will admit that Danny Thompson is playing with us today. He runs our distribution here in the Atlanta office, and that's his home club. So he was very disappointed that he wasn't playing there today.
Well, there you go. And the funny thing about that, logistically, we're not sure how it's going to work out. 40 golfers are going to be there, but the club is still going to have its members playing around that. So it'll be a real interesting logistical nightmare by the time the end of the day comes around.
Well, thank goodness we're here.
That's right. I'd rather be here at one spot so I don't get lost, because I tend to do that. Dave, by the way, is with Court. I know he mentioned that a minute ago, and we just got a lot of Atlanta. And Brian and I were talking about the ancillary events we just finished up. We just finished Out of the Gutter back in August, where we raised funds for the Randy Smith.
Yes.
And now I guess this will be this one, and then we'll been a new year come around. We start off.
We compete with that Zarnowski team. I know that they bring about 10. To Out of the Gut. Collins is showing up to help with the volunteer work.
Been kind of shifting a live stream, and the reason we did it, we were trying to find a way to enhance the event for the people involved, but B, there's so many people in this industry with the world and busyness. So this gives us that opportunity to kind of bring it to them a little bit.
Right. Well, and being October, we're all incredibly busy. So the people that can make it in, particularly those coming from far away, are making a real commitment to be here and support the effort. So we're glad they do that.
Well, Dave Flory, ladies and gentlemen, with Court and Court Furniture Rental, and he's big in EDPA National. He's the Southeast chapter involvement. You're everything. You're Mr. EDPA.
Well, thank you. I don't know that I can say that, but it certainly is a good place to invest time and help support the industry.
Now, here are the rules. If you sit in the hot seat and you interview, then you got to go tag somebody and tell them to come back here so they can be a part of the interviews.
Be glad to do that. I'll go help you out.
Thank you, sir. That's Dave Flory from Court. Appreciate you. And we'll see you out in the course in just a little while. It's Monday, October the 12th. It's approximately 10 minutes after 9 a.m., and we're getting ready to kick off the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, the 21st annual edition of the tournament. My name is Mike Morrison. I'm with B Matrix USA, and just your talking head for this morning until we get the next person in. And, of course, this will be recorded, and if you're watching it after the fact, that's why we're doing it, is so that we can have the ability to bring a little bit of the Randy Smith to everybody who's interested in seeing it. If you can't be here at the event, then maybe we can bring it to you a little bit in live stream. Just before Dave walked up, we were about to talk a little bit about recipients for this year. I believe I counted 8 total, and there's some heart-wrenching stories here, like there are every year. Like I said, I've been doing this 14 years and since 2001, and it's every year it's something that just grabs your heart. And I'll just read a couple of these to you while we're waiting on our next guest to come in, because this is very unorganized. I can tell you that right now. It's extremely unorganized, but everything is the first year out. So Tim Brooks, in the exhibit industry for 26 years as a carpenter lead for Architectural Concepts, which turned into Pico Atlanta, and then ultimately is Tim's wife is Gina Brooks, and she went to the doctor in December of 2014 because she was dealing with some pain, and they discovered masses that appeared to be cancerous tumors, and doctors found cancer in her brain, her lungs, liver, adrenal glands, and began aggressive treatment immediately. And Gina has been undergoing daily treatments of chemo and radiation, and needed Tim at her side, obviously. So both Tim and Gina have been out of work since December of 2014. So despite all these efforts, Gina lost her battle with that cancer when she passed away April 6th of this year. So that family will be one of the recipients, one of 8 recipients that will be receiving the honor this year of being recognized by the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, and we'll be receiving some help there from the EDPA Foundation as well as the Randy Smith Board. Also, another one, our second recipient that I'll notice and mention for today's tournament is Mackenzie Hall. She's the daughter of Julie Hall, formerly of Mindshare. Julie Hall has worked in the trade show side as an account manager since 2004 and was president of the TSEA Atlanta chapter. That's a blast from the past, if everybody remembers TSEA. Currently, she and her husband Shane have their own exhibit marketing agency providing complete marketing campaigns for small companies. Julie's daughter Mackenzie developed migraine headaches beginning in 2009, but by 2013 they had gotten out of control. So by February of this year, the migraines were present all day long, 7 days a week, on a pain scale that was excruciating, and to the point where her vision was impaired. She's quit her job, challenges it creates around maintaining a work schedule for all involved. So right there are 2 stories that out of 8 that we will be hearing today as part of the Randy Smith. Now, if this is your first time viewing the Randy Smith live stream or being involved with Randy Smith or even hearing about Randy Smith, you may be wondering what the history is. Why is there a Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic? And it's a pretty lengthy story, and I know Rich Johnson, who was one of the founders of the Randy Smith, is going to be joining me shortly, and he was going to explain a lot of that, but I'll kind of give you the Reader's Digest version of where the Randy Smith came from. The Randy Smith Memorial started back in 1995 when a gentleman by the name of Randy Smith worked for a company called Ideas, and Ideas was involved in a setup of the Super Show down in Atlanta. And it was late evening, and Randy was leaving the floor and was driving back home from a setup when he was killed in a car crash, leaving behind a wife and 2 children, and also a lot of expenses that were involved and incurred because of that accident. And like you can imagine, the excruciating, the costs that are involved, Rich Johnson, Ted Peterson came together and said, hey, you know what? Why can't we have a Memorial Golf Classic, a charity fundraiser, so we can raise the money and help out the family? So that's how this whole thing started back in 1995, 21 years ago. It's hard to believe it's been that long. I mentioned before, I've been in it 14 years, and now it just keeps growing and growing. But the one thing that it maintains, a couple things actually, previous recipients, they come back, they visit us. It's kind of a homecoming for them. They come and they see what's going on, and they see the new recipients, and they take part in that. And then secondly, the industry just keeps growing, and everybody keeps getting involved. Come on in. We got a new speaker. I love it because it gives me a break.
Yes, I know. You know Anthony Balzano.
I know Anthony. Yeah. Anthony and I were here early this morning before. Yeah, you're sitting down, and that's your mic right there. We were here early this morning. By the way, Anthony Balzano Zarnowski here in Atlanta. And he is one of the sponsors I mentioned earlier. Zarnowski is one of the big sponsors. And we were here this morning putting up banners in the dark.
Yes, we were.
That was fun, and I say that as sarcastically as I possibly can.
Well, you were a tall man on the ladder for sure.
Well, I was the man on the ladder, one of the men on the ladder. I'm not sure I'm the tall guy, and if you see me on the ladder, it's like.
But I like seeing you sit down better.
It's a lot safer that way.
I feel better.
It starts. We were actually here yesterday. So, several of us were here yesterday, just getting started. This is a big undertaking, not just the 144 golfers playing here and the 40 that are playing at River Club, but we'll probably end up having, several hundred people tonight. And throughout the day, you got volunteers, you got all of these folks that are coming in from all over the country to participate and volunteer for this event, if not golfing. And then, of course, if the recipients and everything else that are involved. So it's a big undertaking.
Yep. Some of these golfers today I've met in previous lives back in New York and in Michigan. So they come from all over.
So that's a good question. Where does your career lead? Where did it start, and how did you get here?
I actually started in Rochester, New York with Giltsboro.
The Exhibit Group Giltsboro. That's going back a ways.
That's before they became E-Group.
We're going to make a logistical change here. I'm going to slide this way, and I want you to slide towards me.
Okay.
And I just realized your face was not on the screen, and it is now because he's the important guy and I'm not. So you started with Group back then.
Started with Giltsboro way long time ago, and then Exhibit Group bought us. We became E-Group, and here I am today working for Zarnowski, and it's been fantastic.
I bet you don't miss the weather.
No, I don't. I think about that from time to time, and I just, I refuse to own a shovel down here. I will not get a shovel under any circumstances. But no, I do like the weather here a lot. And
your capacity at Zarnowski, your title there?
I am a senior manager of procurement for Zarnowski.
Okay, and so I'm sure you're involved in the Southeast chapter.
I am, yes, not heavily. Others are more so at Zarnowski than I am, but.
And we, Dave and I were just talking a few minutes ago from court about all the ancillary events that lead up to this one. It's almost like around the country, there'll be other golf tournaments, there'll be bowling tournaments, there'll be all kinds of fundraising events to bring the recipient money here so that we can give more and more to the recipients. This year we've got 8 of them. And how long have you been involved with the Randy Smith? How many times have you?
Yep, this is my 4th year. I reach out to all my vendors every year. This is just an outstanding event that is so good. And, we all do what we can. And so I appreciate all of the vendors that have responded to support the Randy Smith. Thank you. And I look forward to doing it again next year.
Yeah, it's we were talking about that earlier. And one of the main reasons why we're doing the live stream primarily is because this industry is very large, as you can imagine. You can only have so many people come to an event, A, and B, life goes on in the trade show world, right? I mean, there's people setting up shows as we speak right now, so it's very hard for them to be involved and to come here and spend a Sunday, Monday, and even a Tuesday unless you've got business here. And some of the manufacturers will do that. They'll come call their clients. I'm sure you'll probably be seeing some of them.
No, I will. And it's just, just one day, out of the year. I know there's a lot of prep, but the people that come, it's just worth it. It really touches a lot of people's lives, and it's a good cause, a fantastic cause.
It really is. And I've been doing it 14 years now. 2001, I came into the industry and started right at this time with the Randy Smith. And that's when it really hit home. I've talked to, just like you probably have, talked to many acquaintances that are in different industries, and nobody has, I can't say nobody has, but there's hardly any other industries that do something that like
I would agree. Yep. That's what I've seen over the years. This is a unique opportunity, a unique cause for specifically the trade show exhibit industry, and it's fantastic.
So are you playing today?
I will not be playing today. I'm not a big golfer. I'll play 9 holes, but after that it goes down bad. So I'm like, I really enjoy volunteering my time and, getting all my suppliers on board as best as I can. It's just really a good opportunity for me to do what I can for the Randy Smith. But no, I will not be. It's a beautiful day today for golf, though. That's for sure.
So you're volunteering today?
Yeah.
And all the signups and all the other stuff. So that's necessary. I mean, it is a big undertaking to bring this many folks together. And if we didn't have some volunteers pushing us in the right direction down the funnel, we'd be in serious trouble because Rich Johnson would be doing it, and then we'd all be in trouble. If we all had to listen to Rich.
Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
That is true. And so it's a gorgeous day. We're here at the St. Ives Country Club in Johns Creek, just north of Atlanta. It's Monday morning, and I'm not at work. So I am at work, but I'm not at work. So this is a good day. We appreciate you stopping by.
Okay.
And now, as I told everybody else, if you sit in the hot seat, your job is you got to now go tag somebody to come and talk.
All right.
Because I don't want to be talking all day, and they don't want to listen to me all day.
Fair enough.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anthony Balzano from Zarnowski taking part in our live stream here. It's Monday, October the 12th. It's 9:22 a.m. in the morning. And if you're watching this live, then we appreciate it. If you're watching it after the fact, we appreciate that as well. It's a new addition to the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic. It is a live stream that we're doing on 2 platforms. I don't know which one you're watching on. You're probably either watching on YouTube, where we have our hangout at our hotspot. I'm not sure what the verbiage is. I'm not one of those tech junkies, but I know just enough to be dangerous, I guess you could say. And then the other one is Periscope, of course. And Periscope is the Twitter product that allows you to live stream on demand anywhere in the world as long as you've got a Twitter account. So that's amazing that we're able to do this for the first time this year without incurring a cost. Of course, next year we'll probably be looking at beefing it up a little bit, maybe even have a little studio, but you couldn't beat this studio today. We are actually on the back porch of the St. Ives Country Club, overlooking over my shoulder here. Not sure which side back over here. Right behind me is where the putting contest is going to be taking place here shortly. A lot of the ancillary activities that lead up to the shotgun start today at 12 o'clock for the Randy Smith. Golf Classic, and then we'll take a break. We'll stop and cease streaming at that point, and then we'll come back on at 6 p.m. tonight. And so if you're interested in watching that live broadcast this evening, we will have that going on 6 o'clock tonight till 9 o'clock, which will be the awards dinner. Rich and everybody will be speaking and giving out the golf awards, giving out sponsor awards, and then of course the recipient recognitions will take place then. And while we've got a minute and we're waiting on the next guest to come into the hot seat, I could probably go over a couple of more recipients of this year. As I mentioned before, we've got 8 recipients who will be receiving assistance, financial assistance from the Randy Smith Classic this year. And the next one we'll talk about is Jack Jasper of Dursey Exhibits. Jack Jasper has been a valued employee of Dursey Exhibits for 12 years, lending his time, dedication, and expertise to the service department. In his role, he oversees the graphic inventory and the management of all portable displays. Jack was originally diagnosed with stage 2 kidney cancer, but when the cancer attacked his main renal artery, he was re-diagnosed with stage 3 instead of stage 2. Later, when a lesion was discovered on one of his ribs, he was reclassified then as stage 4. After the successful removal of his kidney, Jack and his wife, Fran, decided on a more aggressive approach by having surgery to fight the rib lesion. Both those surgeries were successful, but the cancer metabolized a third time to his hip, requiring a future surgery and quarterly scans to track any future tumors. Due to these ongoing battles and greater physical limitations, Jack has had to reduce his work schedule to 3 days a week, resulting in his losing medical insurance coverage. You can imagine that happening. While his friends and family have tried to raise money to help offset the medical expenses, the monies raised to date barely make a dent. So this is another reason why we have to have the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, because we have stories like this one that come on in out. It helps me to take a break because people don't want to hear me talk. They want to hear somebody else. We're just talking. We're talking heads today. We're right there. We're live streaming. I'm going to let you introduce yourself so everybody knows who we got here. And there's your mic.
Hi, I'm Brad Strumpf, and I'm with Sarnowski.
That's here in
That's all I got.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Well, we just got off the line with Anthony a minute ago. And I just tell us a little bit about your experiences with the Randy. What year is this for you, that being involved?
Well, this is the second time I have volunteered, but I've known about it for years. I've been in the industry for about 22 years now. So that's my personal experience with it, but I know that it's been very helpful for a lot of people. And, it's a great thing that we do for our own industry, So
that was another thing we were just talking about. Both Dave Flory and Anthony and I were just mentioning that we all know a lot of people in a lot of different industries. And my experience, this is number 14 for me, is nobody else does anything quite like this in their industry. Would you agree, or have you seen it before in other places?
I wouldn't know. I've been stuck in this industry for 22 years. I don't really get my head out very much.
And that's fine, but and I guess I'm blessed with that because I'm able to go out and see so many different exhibit houses, to go see different industries, and having those acquaintances and talking to them about what they experience. They always say, Mike, that's amazing what you guys do with the Randy Smith, because you're helping so many people.
Agree.
So you're volunteering today.
I'm volunteering, and kind of. I'm an unspecified volunteer.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
I'm like, I'm the cleanup guy. Whatever needs to be done, I'll do, but I don't have a specific job.
You ever go to Disney World and you see that person with the big Mickey ears and the broom and the dustpan?
I'm just following people around and cleaning up messes.
Yeah, I've done that too. I did that yesterday. We started yesterday with the setup. A lot of the logistics of getting all the things brought in, because that's volunteers. If it wasn't for volunteers like yourself, this trying to keep the logistics of this insane sanity would be questionable, highly questionable.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to do this all day long?
No, and let's talk about that. What are the live stream times? Well, we started at 9 o'clock. We're actually just a few minutes before 9 o'clock this morning. We're going to stop at approximately 11:45 because every year for the Randy, it's tradition, we go take a group photograph with the banner for that particular year, all the way 21 years back. The same thing has happened every time. So at 11:45, I will shut up. I will shut down, and
I find that hard to believe.
I will. People know me. Mike, you have a face for radio, and you talk too much. But the one thing that we will be doing again, though, as we've been promoting in different blasts and throughout the industry, is this will stop at 11:45, but at 6 o'clock tonight, we will be back upstairs for the dinner and the awards recognition, the recipient recognition, and we'll be live streaming that as well, so that people who could not be here today, maybe past recipients, other colleagues in the industry, will be able to watch and see what's going on and hear the stories. And I've been sharing a couple of those as we've had breaks.
And is this the first year you're streaming?
This is the first year of a live stream. I'm on the board with Rich and everybody else, and we were having where this came about was, it's the same thing every year, even though it's a great event. We can't argue that. I mean, I think we're all in agreement with that.
We got to step it up a notch, right?
What can you do to enhance the experience? And so this was about, I guess, 3 weeks ago or so. And, when you open your mouth and you go, well, we could do this. and then I could feel the eyes on the phone just kind of look at me like, empowered. You've got it. Go take it and run with it. So that's kind of what I've done. I've taken this, and the beauty of this, all these interviews, all of this talk that's going on, it will be archived. It'll be online and on the Randy site, and people can go back and watch what they missed. Right. Or maybe, like Arzanowski can go back and cut the interview. And
not.
I'm sure Jim will appreciate that. Jim Milanowski I guess he'll be here today. He always is. He always wins the thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to be here today. No, he's
here.
Traveling.
Oh, I've got a shot.
You've got a shot. Yeah.
I got a shot.
Everybody else has a shot.
I got a shot in Hades.
So some of my friends that I go back with, they're here today. So they're going to pick up the
they're going to pick up the slack.
They're going to pick up the slack. Yeah.
I got you. Well, there's always wishful thinking. I'm still trying to win that Mercedes-Benz. They always park next to the green on the hole-in-one shot.
Yeah. Okay. So last time I volunteered, I was at the hole-in-one shot here, and it was on number 11, which is a beautiful par 3, and you got to hit it over some water. And I saw maybe 16 groups of 4 go by, and so just do the math. three guys hit the green.
Right.
Okay. So
the chances are it's a safe bet that nobody's going to win a car at this event, or the 25 grand or whatever it is that the
can happen though.
Well, that's why we have
happy accidents, right?
You can walk in a convenience store anywhere in Georgia one day and buy that ticket and change your whole world. So who knows? I don't think 25 grand is going to change my whole world. A Mercedes would. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, because I work for Robert Larhoven. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
You work for? I used to work for Robert Larhoven.
Everybody's had theirs.
I worked for Robert Larhoven for 17 and a half years.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Learned something new. Like my people, I was at Octanorm for 8 years. I worked with Moss for 3 years, and then I joined B Matrix in 2013 at this event. It wasn't B Matrix when I was there, but what was it, Larhoven Design?
Well, it was E4 Design. E4, and so E4 is still around.
Yep. Lance will be here.
Lance, my good friend Lance, yeah, fantastic guy.
I think Lance just checked in, so we better be careful about talking about them.
No, I think we should talk. I think we should talk about them the rest of the day. There's plenty to talk about.
Live stream gets sued for slander.
As Donald Trump said, there's a lot of material there.
You know what? If you compared to the Republican debates and the politicals, there's probably a lot of stuff there. We won't go down there. We'll go down that route. We'll focus on the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic. It's going to be a good day.
It's going to be beautiful out here. Beautiful. I think, don't we have to whisper though? We're on a golf course, right?
I think one's way over there and 18's way over there. So yeah. I don't know. I think we're all good, because within the next, it's still early. It's 9:32 right now if you're live. And we appreciate the viewers who are checking in and seeing us right now. And the chat is not working. I apologize. I know we advanced notice. We gave notice that there was going to be a chat capability on the YouTube stream, but unfortunately we're unable to do that. But send me an email. Let me know that you watched. We would really appreciate that. We're going to have, and I was going with that, was behind us is the driving range, the putting contest. So within the next hour or so, we know it's going to get real busy in here. This is the infancy stage, the virgin stage, the early stage is what the word I'm looking for of the tournament right now. And that's why we're kind of just spouting off talking head here because we got to get more people in. I don't know what the registration.
You want me to go round somebody up?
That would be good. You know, yeah, the rule is if you sit in the hot seat, you got to go tag somebody and bring them down here.
All right, I'm gonna go tag
Brad,
somebody.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Brad from Zarnowski, and we appreciate him taking time. We're going to have a lot of people coming in, and hopefully somebody you know in the industry will have a seat in the hot seat and talk to us today in our live stream. There's 2 live streams going on, one right now that's live. We'll be doing that until 11:45. At 11:45, we'll start the photo session for the Randy, where we all get together and take our big group photograph. And I just realized something. I'm supposed to play golf at noon today. And if I'm sitting in this chair like this for the next hour and 2 hours, actually 2.25, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to swing a golf club. And that ought to be interesting. Nonetheless, back to the Randy Smith. We got 8 recipients. I've already talked about 3. 2 more back to back with some small informational statements. So I'll go ahead and read those as well. The family of the late Tammy Kotara, wife of Erwin Kotara of Laser Exhibitor Service. Erwin Kotara has been a traveling supervisor for Laser Exhibitor Service for the past 15 years. Erwin lost his wife, Tammy Kotara, to cancer in July of 2015. Erwin has undergone severe financial hardships as the result of medical bills incurred during Tammy's illness. So that's one of those similar stories that we will hear throughout the day, throughout this event. And then tonight, of course, we'll be doing the live stream where we'll be recognizing these recipients and hearing from them as well. So you don't want to miss that. If you miss this side of the live stream, that's fine, but you don't want to miss the dinner and the recipients tonight, because those are some stories that kind of bring life into perspective a little bit. And then another Kotara member, a family member from Laser Exhibitor Service, Ronnie Kotara, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, was the city manager for Laser Exhibitor Service in San Antonio for the past 15 years. Ronnie was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer and was told he had less than a month to live as of August 2015 was this year. And on August 20th, he passed away. So those are the first 5 recipients. There's actually 9 that we'll be having. I said 8, but there's 4 more on the second page that I'll be talking about in just a few minutes. So yeah, who's calling me? I'm broadcasting live and somebody's calling my name from behind me that I can't see. Oh, it's Rich.
Just go sit in the chair over
there. Come on in the house. Hi. Yeah, we got traffic jam. Pardon us for a second.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
And Rich, come back over here, man. This is good. This is your mic. That's yours. And so we got some VIPs who have showed up and have now just taken over. Rich Johnson behind me, co-founder of the event for the Randy Smith, 21 years now, since 1995. Everything. I'm not going to ignore you. We're just going to work a big circle here.
I'm okay.
We were here yesterday, and is it coming together?
Actually, I was just in the neighborhood. I need to use the restroom.
Typical Rich Johnson. That's typical Rich.
Nice.
Can you tell me where the restroom is?
Upstairs and to the left.
Dude, I think there's one. The men's room is right there because the men's grill is right between those doors. You're the member here. What are you asking me for?
Well, because most golf courses, I don't really look for the restroom. I look for trees. There's a tree over there.
I should have called.
I haven't had enough to drink yet for that.
So I'm going to find the tree and give it back to y'all. And thank you so much for coming.
You have to take a selfie with me first.
A selfie.
Here we go. It's the live stream selfie. That's part of the event.
Michael, on a serious note, I want to thank you, buddy. I appreciate this very, very much. This is what we're all about, taking chances. So hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. All right.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, this came out of a call, a board member call. What do you call it? Board of directors call. for the event. And Rich goes, how can we step it up? Let's do something different, you know, and everything from spinning your head on a baseball bat to and hitting a ball, take well, we got Zarnowski is well represented
See y'all.
today. Yeah. See you, Rich.
Bye, Rich.
See
Thanks,
you on the
Rich.
course.
Thanks for everything.
Slow on viewers this morning. We know it'll be seen later, so we kind of have to keep in check what we're saying here, except for Rich. He can say what he wants to say. So, volunteer or golfer?
Volunteer.
Volunteer. That's good. You know, we started out yesterday morning, about 1 o'clock yesterday, bringing in the trucks, bringing in the beer. Got to have that for
Yes.
a charity tournament. Bringing in banners and everything, and we stayed here for a good while. Had a big reception last night over at Sonesta, and now I haven't been up there since I've been here. People beginning to funnel.
Yes, they're starting to funnel in. I'm working the registry, working with Sandra Braun and Rich Johnson and all the crew. So really a special time and blessing to reconnect with everybody again and just come here for all the people that need it each year.
You know, the crazy thing is, as I mentioned early on at the beginning, I've been doing this 14 years. I joined in the industry in 2001. It was right when the Randy Smith, and I never really did anything except show up and play golf.
Mm-hmm.
And until you become a part of the volunteer side, the board of directors side, the planning and the management of this event, you have no idea. Because like me,
Right.
shakes her head like, yeah, remember in 2004 when you cussed me out? No,
No.
it's really, a lot of people take things for granted.
Mhm.
And this is not just a thrown together tournament. This is a big industry event.
It is.
And
It's a very special time for everybody.
so if you had to go back and you had to tell us one of your experiences that sticks out over your period of time, what would it be?
I can't remember the exact year, but probably a year that we had 2 recipients in it. So it really hit home and was more personal for us as the company, and more personal level for me, that I realized how much this does for a person and their family to really raise the money and just the personal touch it puts in their lives when they're here seeing the people that get involved and contribute their time and their money towards it. I really enjoyed that, and it made a big difference in my wanting to be a part of it.
Yeah, I go back, 14 of them. I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but to try to go back and remember what happened during those times. That evening dinner is one of those gut wrenching. There's not a dry eye in the house.
No.
It brings life into perspective. It shows everybody who participates, and that's kind of why we're doing this year. If you've never experienced a Randy Smith evening, of the recipient recognitions, the presentations of the assistants, the awards, which is, we could do without those. I don't think anybody really cares about the awards, but that part of the ceremony is the as Rich always refers to as that analyzation that he does, and it really is gripping. I remember one year, if I'm honest with myself and with everybody, and unfortunately I'm a transparent person, one year I had to get up and leave because it hit home real deep. One of the recipients, because if you know them, it's one thing that you can sit there and you can sympathize,
right?
You can't empathize, right? And you might know somebody or know of the company or know, like Dursey's got a recipient this year. I've known Dursey for 14 years. Renaissance Management, Jim Worm's brother, and all these people that we know and are acquainted with, and it'll get you.
Sure. It does. It hits home when you know the people.
So, so you're working registration?
I'm working registration. They're probably wondering where I am right now.
Okay. Well, I figured
Brad didn't tell me where I was going.
Well, I told everybody, here's your instructions. You have to go tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, you need 5 minutes. And we're pretty close. 5 minutes on the hot seat.
Yes. And
to tell your experiences about the Randy Smith. So that's kind of, it shares it with all the people out there. So
I'm happy to be a part of it. I love this group of people.
Yeah, and Zarnowski, big player in the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right. We're back.
Go get somebody else.
Yes, go tag. Yep, you're it. You got to come down to the seat. So we're broadcasting live here at the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, the 21st annual edition. My name is Mike Morrison. I'm with B-Matrix USA, and I'm your talking head for the next probably an hour, 2 hours, actually. I've got to talk for 2 hours, and not one person has brought me anything to drink. This is going to be fun. And as I mentioned before, I'm sitting in this position. It's a comfortable chair, but because of the live stream positioning of the cameras and stuff, I have to kind of sit on the end of it, which means my back is going to be, I know you don't want to hear about that. So what should we talk about? We've talked about 5 of the recipients so far who will be receiving some recognition tonight, some assistance through the Randy Smith. Go ahead and we'll do another one from Trade Show Network Marketing Group, Steve Larson. Steve Larson started working for the Trade Show Network Marketing Group in 2000. He was responsible for managing all the client exhibit inventory in the warehouse, the setup of the showroom, and for attending trade show events to set up rental exhibits. Steve started having back issues only working a couple of days a week. He finally was no longer able to work in the same capacity he was used to working, with the amount of pain he was in, and was being weak as a result of that. So in February of 2015, he applied for medical disability. Steve's medical bills, which cover several surgeries and multiple hospital stays over a 1-year period, has put him over the edge. And I can, I can imagine that. At one point, he was very afraid of losing his house because he could not make mortgage payments and had only 2 years left to pay on it until he owned it. And then the final statement, Steve passed away on April 13th of 2015. And these stories, this is basically what the Randy Smith is all about. This is what it does. It brings it into perspective. On a Facebook post, I'll get a little personal here. On Saturday, this past Saturday, after having a men's group meeting, it's kind of an encouragement meeting I was driving away, and I just spent about 2 hours with fellow friends of mine, brothers, just hashing out life, doing what we do on Saturday mornings. And, you feel better when you do that. But when I got in the car, I started driving away. And when I was driving away from that meeting, I passed by a funeral home that was in downtown Ackworth, which is northwest Atlanta, where I live. And sure enough, a ceremony was going on. They were placing an individual in a hearse for that final ride. And everybody was there. And if you've been involved with funerals, you know what all I'm talking about, because that's the reality of life. And on the flip side of that coin of reality of life, that we all pass away, we also all suffer hardships. And I think that's what this Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic is all here, the stories about Steve Larson and Mackenzie Hall, Gina Brooks, Jack Jasper, Tammy and Ronnie Kotara, and there's a few more we'll recognize in just a minute. That gets real personal. It gets people within our industry, and I think it's a good thing. And I'm real serious when I say that I talk to so many people outside of this industry, in different industries in business, who, when they hear about what's the Randy Smith, what does this mean? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I tell them the story, they say the same thing. It's like, that's amazing. That's unbelievable. It's unfathomable. Can't believe I said that word correctly. But it is what it is. And that's what we do every year. So today is October the 12th. It's approximately 10 minutes before 10 a.m. on a Monday. And as you could tell, it is just plain gorgeous today. God could not have put a better scenario of weather on this day. And we're just thankful that it's here. We're thankful that we've got 144 golfers who will be playing here at St. Ives starting at 12 o'clock. We've got 40 more golfers that are playing at River Club just up the road in Swanee. And all for the purpose of recognizing and raising funds for people who have been set back due to a number of different circumstances. So that's what the Randy Smith is all about. We appreciate you tuning in live this morning for us, and we're going to keep on keeping on going until about 11:45. At that point, everything will shut down so that we can take the photograph, the picture, the annual picture for the Randy Smith group. Then we go off and we do the shotgun start, and then all mayhem breaks loose. I like to say all of the sharpened pencils and erasers break out, and the scores start changing. And all of a sudden, 47 under par wins the thing. It's kind of crazy how that works, but wouldn't trade it for the world. Is that mine? Oh, thank you. Man, you just don't. If any kind of drink you could summon, cold Coke would be great. Thank you very much, Brian. Brian Hampton. Yes, I need more folks. These people are tired of hearing me, I can assure you. Even though the viewership is kind of picked up, I'm looking at the clicks of people who are joining us, and we appreciate you, like I said, listening to us live this morning on our live stream, but also we'll be doing the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. Don't forget that one. That's the important live stream, is the 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock when we come back to the clubhouse and we have our dinner, awards recognitions, sponsor recognition awards, and then recipient recognition and hearing from them. That as Alicia was just talking about a few minutes ago with Zarnowski, it's those are tough times. That's a tough night to have to do, and especially on a Monday, right? You just come off the weekend where the Falcons won yesterday. Go Falcons. If we have any of those Falcons fans here in Atlanta watching this morning or a little later on down the line, came back in overtime to beat the Redskins on a pick six. But we won't talk about that sport today. What else we got going on? We've recognized some of our sponsors. We'll kind of pick back up and see if we can't recognize a few more of them. I think we did our corporate sponsors and platinum sponsors a few minutes ago. Let's also recognize gold sponsors. Those sponsors include Brewmark, Classic Exhibits, DE McNabb Flooring, and ShowLink. Also, we've got beverage cart sponsors. ACS of Exhibits and Events, the Expo Group out of Irving, Texas, and Zenith LaborNet. So there's a few more of our sponsors we like to give some heads up to and some acknowledgement for helping out with the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, the 21st annual Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic taking place here at St. Ives Country Club. I'm Mike Morrison with B Matrix USA, and we'll be here talking to some people. I just got the shrug from somebody that we're about to get a new speaker in the hot seat. I call it the hot seat. Be honest with you, my seat's probably the hot seat right now because it's just hot. It's kind of warming up here, and what did I decide to wear? Black. I decided to wear a black polo shirt and a black hat to take part in the tournament today. But it's worth it. It's worth sweating a little bit for the cause. You know, sometimes you just got to get involved and be a part of a good cause, and that's what we're doing today. It's the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic. Thanks for tuning in. watching live, we appreciate it. We also, if you're watching later down the line, that's good and well as well. 6 o'clock tonight, we'll have the dinner and the corporate sponsor recognition. We got some on-course prize winners that we'll be giving away some awards for, and then we go straight into the presentations and the recognition of the recipients. Over the past 21 years, the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic has witnessed the selfless giving of time, money, and emotional support by many companies and individuals alike. We honor the past participants for their continued support and welcome with open arms those of you attending for the first time, whether it's by live stream or by being here. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of many of our associates and colleagues, and we simply could not do it without all of your continued help and contributions. And that's a word from the Randy Smith Board of Directors, which I'm to be a part of and have been for a couple of years now. And we're just trying something new this year. We're trying to enhance the experience for those people who are here at the Randy Smith, but also those that are in distant locations across the nation. As we mentioned early on in our broadcast, it's a Monday, right? And I think Anthony Balzano put it best when he was talking. We're right in the wheelhouse of our busy time of the season. You know, it's usually spring and fall, and you can't get any more fall than October the 10th. So, or 12th rather. Yeah, you look at a calendar sometime. And it is busy these days. So for people, we had the reception last night here at a local hotel. It was the Sonesta, which used to be the Marriott here at Pleasant. Yep. Okay. Got you. You're next. Nope. You're coming on. Brennan Kurt plays over in Nashville, Tennessee. I've known Brennan for 14 plus years, I guess. And, he's played in every one of them, and it's good to have those folks come and be a part of it. So we're broadcasting live. It's the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic live stream. It's live in color on camera, and we appreciate you being a part of our broadcast this year. Mentioned before, 14 years under the belt of being part of the Randy Smith, and we just decided we're going to do something different this year. It's part of the board directors meeting where we're sitting there going, we do the same thing every year, and every year we do the same thing. And what can we do to enhance the experience? Come here, Rich. Come here. You can take 2 seconds. This man right here, this man is the man. Because you can have my seat, sir. you are a much better talking head than I am. This is
What about the last time I was interviewed? Is that going to get cut now for this one? I kind of like the last one better.
Well, I'll leave it in there. But if you, like I said, if there are any complaints, it's got to go to Rich Johnson at Renaissance Management.
Absolutely.
And he can.
See, I'm rocking old school with the hat. See?
Oh, look at this. Got the real Randy hat.
Yes, sir.
See, I got to go with the fake imitation. I don't have the real school stuff. Well, how's it going upstairs? We're getting there?
Good. Everything's good. Everybody's, it's very orderly. It's actually too orderly.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of don't like it, actually. I kind of like us with warts.
With warts?
Yeah, with warts. I kind of like when we kind of mess up. So I think that's kind of like life, you know? We're kind of like life. We're not perfect. I don't like that.
I was just talking about that, where this whole experience, it's 14 years now, and every time I have to get rid of the urge to get up and leave in the middle of recipient recognition, because it gets you. It's real. And another thing, Rich, that you and I may have not talked about is there is not too many industries that do this. And I know, like you know a lot of people in a lot of different industries, and you network with them and you talk to them. And I always ask, or if they see on Facebook or whatever, or LinkedIn, that I'm promoting the Randy Smith, they all look at me and they go, "What's the Randy Smith?" And so, as you do, and I do, and so many other people do, we go in and we explain it. And they all look back and they go, "I can't believe that. We've never done anything like that. I've never heard of anything like that." So that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, thanks. Actually, I'll tell you a quick story, because you do need time.
I need time.
All this, right?
Can you give me that water right there?
Yeah, right. And you sure that's all that's in there is water?
But whatever it is is about to be drunk.
Actually, I see that imitation as the sincerest form of flattery. We actually, years and years ago, we had a recipient, and they worked for a shooting sports company, like a rifle company, the SHOT Show, if you will.
Okay.
And after the event, they loved us so much, they actually approached me and asked if they can do one in their own industry, so that they called Winchester, Remington, Leupold, and Glock, all the different shooting sport manufacturers, if you will, and they had their own mini Randy Smith, which I thought was absolutely terrific. Now, it only lasted a year or two, maybe, and this was with them. They called me during the whole process. They asked us our model. We explained our model very very kindly, and
Right.
and again, I took it as a monster compliment.
That's amazing. That's the only other situation that I've heard another industry doing that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
But it brings life in perspective. And you missed it just a few minutes ago. I'll reshare it again because I think it's important. I'm part of a men's encouragement group on Saturday mornings, and we meet. It's about 20 of us get together, and we just hash life. Middle-aged guys that because we don't do that, right?
Right.
We bottle everything up, and that's why we all die of heart attacks. But we have this. Well, I will. He won't. So we have this meeting, right? And I'm hashing out all of these scenarios because I got 99 problems, and 86 of them make absolutely no sense. There's scenarios in my mind that I'm worried about for no reason at all, right? So. But I get them all out, and I feel good, and I'm driving down the road, and I pass in Ackworth, where I live. I pass
Actually, because
fan. You know who I